What is happening? See you here. And yesterday, Leeds United beat Watford 3-0. And today, Norwich 2-0 against Burnley, you'd think was safe. Famous last words. But I want to do a short video on the game and how I thought it went, because there was some worrying things. I mean, the start of the game, I think a lot of us were panicking. I know I was. Brings on to the starting lineup, and I'll tell you the truth, I am sick of the Dan James experiment. I love his work rate. I think he's very good at what he does, which is get around the pitch, really pressing. But his decision making is shocking, isn't it? I mean, we didn't really see it in this game too much, but previously we have seen it a lot. I'd love to see him back on the wing. And if that means putting Rodrigo up top, and Jackie, Jackie when he gets in the middle of the park, I think he finds loads more space. And I know he's a confidence player, Jackie Harrison. And if he doesn't get the space, his head goes down and then he just can't create a thing. I think if he got a chance through the middle, I do think we'd see a little bit more of the player that we saw in the Championship and even last season. I mean, the goal where he cut inside against Liverpool, it was amazing, wasn't it, for the start of the season? Obviously, Joffy was struggling for fitness. Rodrigo was Spain's number 9. I mean, I know Spain are not the greatest national side at the moment, but I want to see him. I want to see him given a chance. You never get to it, and the James thing isn't for me at all. Another thing I want to mention, Liam Cooper. It is so nice to have him back. I want him alongside Koch. I don't like Llorente. I think he's a terrifying liability. But I think a Koch Cooper or a Cooper Strike would work fantastically well. We saw Strike really struggling it was him and Llorente, wasn't it, against Wolves? And I just feel like unless Strike has someone alongside him that you can rely on and is more than comfortable trying to lead that back four, he does struggle. Llorente is an absolute head case, and you never know what he's going to do. He'll drag people back. He always loses his head though. He's the first person to shout at people to calm down, and his head's completely gone, which is worrying. But if it works for him, I guess it works for somebody. Something that I'm hoping Jesse Marsch to improve on when he's given a little bit more time to kind of implement his tactics and get the lads thinking the way he wants them to is the start of games. We look so hectic. We look all over the place. Our passing is just atrocious at the start of games. And it takes a while to really settle in. I think in the second half, we're like a completely different squad. But against better teams, we're going to get punished, as we've seen throughout this year. Even under Bielsa, we really struggled to settle into games. And it took some while to kind of build on things we're more comfortable doing. One of the biggest shocks for me was that Roy Hodgson's been in charge for 11 games. And it looks like he's only just walked through the door. With him, you expect some sort of defensive structure. And it just didn't have that. They were making as many mistakes as we do at the back. I mean, prime example is Rodrigo's goal. I don't know what they're doing. Ben Foster comes to try and collect it, and I honestly don't have a clue. I don't know what he's thinking. But Roy Hodgson's side to be doing that, it shows that he hasn't really had a chance to really show them what he requires in not being just a leaky sieve, really. But I think it's important to remember it was 2 poor sides. Us and Watford didn't exactly shower ourselves in too much glory, but it's 3 points. That's all that matters. We have a tough few games coming up. Palace probably the only winnable one before we then play City, Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea straight back after that loss to Brentford, smashing Southampton and, City in a title race. Last time we played Palace, they did waste a lot of time. I imagine they'll do that again because we are good on the break and we will try and punish them at any opportunity we get. Fingers crossed with a striker by then. Hopefully Joffy's back. Bamford looks like he's done for the season, I imagine. I don't think they'd risk him. Maybe the last game of the season, they'd try and give him some minutes, but I just don't see it personally. But to round this video off, fingers crossed this gives a good impression to Raphinha and we can try and keep him for another season. I think with Jesse Marsch, if he gets a few faces in the summer, having Phillips, Raphinha and the core of the squad's still there, it can only get better, can't it? But thank you for watching, guys. Short video. It's going to be a few short videos on Leeds until I kind of get in the rhythm of it and finally feel comfortable. Don't really do a lot of talking to the camera. It's usually just playing football, mind you. So thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you next time.